we are about to learn how to play the perfect attack round. These two ultimates together generally will guarantee you at least site control, if not an entire round victory. Tens is posted up here in middle, looking for a pick off, but then they know that there could be an operator there, so they're going to drone up and over, and this drone is going to chase him off the angle. So, you know, the best way to deal with an operator is just to not ever peek them. You peek them with utility, or you find out where they are and then you go somewhere else. So now they're set up, they have mid control, they've chased the operator out, they know that they have gotten the operator out of middle, but this also allows version 1 to creep up, and they go ahead and smoke off tree. Sick tries to spam them out here, they pop the null command, so the utility is just not available at this moment, and they get onto the site itself. It's possible that Zombs made a bad play here because he runs forward. It looks like he maybe gets suppressed. He doesn't use any of this utility. So I'm not totally sure why that is. But anyway, get onto site. The Hunter's Fury comes across from Shazam. This might be a little bit premature. It looks like Sentinels is trying to stop the plant from happening because they don't want to have to retake with the plant down. But this Hunter's Fury is somewhat problematic because now he cannot kill the lockdown, which is still available. So kind of a mistake utility-wise from Shazam, I think. They get onto the site, and they get just deep enough to be able to plant the spike. Drop the lockdown here, which this radius is perfect because they don't have the Hunter's Fury, so this is essentially an unbreakable lockdown position at the moment. This is really important too because version 1 they're kind of like trying to catch their breath. They just took a bunch of utility hits. They're all kind of low. They lost a player, so it's a 4 against 5. But you can see that this basically forces Sentinels to fully reset and delay their retake until after the lockdown goes out. So now that we are at 0 seconds, the lockdown is basically ending. Look how version 1 plays this. They use that time to kind of regroup and reset, and they are going to put 4 people up in heaven, which is somewhat unexpected and allows them to have better control over how Sentinels comes towards the site. They have this really, really nice crossfire from the window and then also from heaven as well, which cuts off this choke point and forces Sentinels to basically try and play attack on ascent, which obviously we've talked about is kind of difficult. And then with the operator, it's just really, really hard to get through there. So the whole point that I want to demonstrate here and talk about is that once you get the spike down, you have to think about how can we now make this the most difficult for the attackers to retake the site. And usually the best way to do that is to take unexpected space away from them. You know, a lot of people will just like plant the spike and then they'll just kind of do like their standard fallback to where they came from. If you're the attackers and you come up here and then you plant the spike, chances are you kind of already own this part of the map, right? So you don't need to then fall back into that part of the map because that's not acquiring more map control. You're not getting stronger in terms of how you control the map. And so what version 1 does is they know that they already own this part of the map, and it would be really, really nice if they also owned this part of the map as well, because that way Sentinels can basically only come in from this direction, right? And so that's exactly what version 1 does, is they take heaven and they force Sentinels to funnel into a choke point, and obviously that's very, very difficult to do just because choke points are overpowered.